Rahul Kabir, Punch Out Boxing. Delighted to be here with Seb Leo, one of boxing's unsung heroes, here at your lovely new gym in rural Hertfordshire. Seb, first of all, how are you?
Not too bad. Keeping under the radar as usual. Just getting on with it. All things boxing.
You're too much under the radar. Like I said, you're an unsung hero. But yeah, just tell us about this lovely new gym you've got here.
Yeah, for unforeseen circumstances, I've taken a bit of a sabbatical from the amateur section, and with the help of some friends, some guidance, we've relocated to a gym in rural Hertfordshire. For me, the seclusion is just is unique, especially for the boxers, and we've just shied away from public and cracked on with the work ethic of these pro boxers that are currently in the gym training for future dates.
Yeah, not an uncommon thing. We know the Bowers have got their gym out in rural Essex, and it's good to see rural Hertfordshire get one. A very clean gym as well, by the way. I think Rod Julian could take tips from you.
Well, thank you. I mean, obviously, Martin's Peacock is an amazing facility. We have no room for plunge pools just as yet, but believe it or not, we have outgrown this facility, so we're in the negotiation stage of extending it, which is apparent and which is obviously foreseen. So it's home. It's home for us now, and we're just too busy doing what we're doing. There's not enough hours in a day for me being up here, but it's something that I've sort of locked into and hopefully will make work for myself, my son, and the boxers that reside here, literally.
Yeah. As you said, you were doing the amateur stuff, built up no end of top level amateurs, but now concentrating more on the pros. Can you tell us about some of the fighters you've got here? Recently we've seen a Sor Byfield. He was in his corner for his great Southern area fight against Billy Jackson. And of course, Slavisha, even in losing, he was sensational.
I'll be honest with you. I am a lover of small hall shows, and I've known Sor from the amateur circuit for a long time, and I kind of lock on to specific and certain individuals, and I always felt that Sor again was a talent that needed to be unravelled, and we've kind of given the opportunity, like a last bite at the cherry, and I was overwhelmed and really pleased with his last performance. He makes a dedication of travelling from Reading to get here, like some of the other boxers. No one's on the doorstep. They have to travel. We've got a few others here in the gym as well. I think we look after a total of 14, whether we co-manage them, if not train them. Marie Coleman, current women's flyweight champion, IBO. Dylan ADEBISI now has come over, doing a little bit with him. He's an exceptional talent. And now naturally the two big guys, John Marvin, ex-Olympian with the Philippines, and George CROTTY, Team GB. So good atmosphere. By getting the right individuals, you form the perfect blend, and it's enjoyable. It does, when it becomes a chore, that's when you know it's time to get out. But don't know, we've kind of got a second wind now, and hopefully leading up to the end of the year, there are some fight dates, exceptional fight dates, and I'm just hoping that the worm has turned for us. And I don't seek exposure, as you know. I'm not that type of guy. I just like to get on with it, and I'll just let the boxers do the talking. So
yeah, we have got some great talents there. What's the plan with the senior? I presume he's going to see how things play out between Sam Gillian, Jack McGann with the Commonwealth title.
Well, ironically, I did say to him to stay active because obviously there was an issue with Louis Green, and obviously when it came out that it was cancelled, the senior was like, cool, blimey, you do have a sixth sense. But naturally, that Jack McGann now has taken that role. A senior has been required, and we've sent him to Germany, and he's in a training camp over there. Don't ask me the guy's name because I wouldn't even be able to spell it at Scrabble, let alone tell you what his name is. So he's gone over there. He's staying active, and as I said, we've kind of bred a new lease of life into him, and he's just an amazing character when he's in here. He's funny, but he's dedicated and he's serious. He rocks up here in his little truck camper van, absorbs all our electric, playing video games. But at the same time, when it comes down to knuckling down and doing the work, he's doing the work. So he seems to be enjoying it. And then it has an effect on everyone else in the gym. There's a good energy. That's what I like about this place. There's a good energy with the select pros that we have. Some of the amateurs, they tend to come in during the day and just do their own personal little thing. But once lunchtime's here, midday, then that's my work for the day now.
Fantastic. You mentioned Marie Conan there, the French woman you've got. Flyweights are looking good with the women. So there's potentially some good fights for her. Anything on the pipeline?
So naturally, after her last fight in France, when she won the title, she actually been boxing with a tear in her shoulder. So the French Federation have supported her in surgery, which she has had, and now they've given her a bundle of physio. So she's going through rehab at the moment, but she's more than determined to get out there and get back on track. Better late than never. Mo Pryor with his French shirt. There you go.
Always great to see Mo, and it's weird seeing him in a tracksuit.
Yeah, and at this time as well. So yeah, I thought he was nocturnal, but there you go.
Tell us about these two top-level amateurs that have turned over. The two super middleweights. John Marvin, you said he was on the Filipino Olympic team. George CROTTY, I just spoke to him. 150 amateur fights.
It's not an over. Sorry, just kicked the dog in the head. It's not an overnight thing. John, I used to train when I was on the England senior team back in 2015 to 2017, along with Jordan Reynolds. So I've known him as far back as then. George used to box for me as a youth and a senior before he moved to the Royal Marines. So the connection has been there, and more recently, up until last year, I travelled with Team GB to Poland for a tournament where George was present and beat Gabriel Dussen in a fantastic final. And then for George, after the Olympics, it was time for him to move on. And categorically, it's just nice to be approached by both of them to help them on their journey in the pro ranks. So I suppose I'm fortunate and blessed at the same time to have these two.
And because of that tremendous amateur pedigree they got, I think George certainly said he expects to move quite fast. Is that what you're planning to do with them?
I think both of them will be fast-tracked. There's not much that you need to do. There's not much you need to do with them. You don't have to strip them back. Just a little tweak. That's all. And because obviously they've been in my care over the years. I know, George. Even when George was not at GB, he'd be coming down with for additional sessions just to tick him over before he'd go back up there. So the relationship has always been there with these guys. Mostly all of them that are in here, one way or another, I'm part of their DNA. Whether it was as them as amateurs or now as professionals. So it makes the job so much easier that way.
Do you think sort of within a year they'll be sort of ready for some sort of title?
I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest with you. They're fit and raring to go. Obviously, you're talking to me now, and I'm looking over your head and watching him spar. He's exceptional. He's got George especially. He's got exceptional hand speed. Once he learns how to sit on them punches and implement a little bit more power, he's just going to be a devastating puncher. John Marvin carries power as it is, and we've got another unsung hero. I can't say too much about, but after his next fight, he's lined up for the 23rd of November. He kind of becomes like a free agent, and then we can introduce him to the world of boxing.
I'm going to be checking BoxRec to see who's fighting on the 23rd to try and guess who it is. But okay, we'll keep that there. Slavica, like I said, had a great fight 2 years out, went straight into a 10-rounder, proved he belongs at championship level.
With him, it was more mental rather than physical. He's in great shape, and when you see him sparring, he's he'll do his quota of rounds, and then he'll want more, and then it's his work ethic. And it was a really enjoyable fight. Again, I've seen Billy Jackson. I've seen him many a time before he turned professional. I used to see him at the Matchroom gym. He'd be sparring back then with Connor, Ted Cheeseman, etc. And we knew he was a handy fighter. He's still young and he's gonna come back. Regardless of I wouldn't listen. The word excuse is very strong, but I know they had some flaws and some problems, which is understandable. But don't we all And it was a great fight. If it becomes a rematch, great. If not, maybe they can sort of, go their separate ways and then come back for a super fight, because Billy's still in the running. And make no doubt about that. But a senior for us now, just need him to get that elusive one, the one that he needs, and then hopefully we'll see another 20-30% to bring out of him. So.
And Harry Karzis, I'm fascinated by that fight he's got with Mason. I'm just looking at the fight post over there. December the 7th, the top tier guy. You know what, Marley Mason, you know what he brings. He's a character and he just comes straight at you.
Yeah, I watched Marley against Louis Doherty and I watched him against Jeff Ofori. Just want to make it clear that we never called Marley Mason out. It was Harry. So Harry kind of knows what he's let himself in for, but he's not overly confident. He's super confident. I think what benefits us as well, I said previously, we've got several sparring partners which suit Harry in effect to how the way Marley boxes. So we're looking forward to the fight. It was something that Harry wanted. We were more than comfortable to sort of just slow progression, but Harry has called him out. Marley's accepted, so now a little bit of overtime now for us to put the work in to ensure that Harry is ready on the night.
Oh, well, got to give Harry credit because, as I said, Mason, he's a live wire guy for just your third pro fight. Any other fighters that we need to know about in your just growing stable?
Not at the moment. As you know, I'm low key and under the radar, unsung or not unsung. When the time's come for them to be announced, we'll let the whole wide world know.
All right, like I said, I'm going to be doing some digging to try and work it out. But yeah, okay, we'll let you surprise us when the time comes.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Seb, always a pleasure. It's been 3 years since I started in boxing reporting at your old gym. So it's a great three-year anniversary for me, seeing how you are.
Thanks for popping up. Good to see you, and I'm sure we'll bump into each other again before the 3 years.
I'm sure we will. Seb, always a pleasure, and we'll talk soon.